so much is going to come down to our maritime capability as well. When do you receive the Naval Surface Fleet Review?
Well, I'd rather infamously and clearly put the moz on things earlier in the year that I said that we would receive this before Geelong won the grand final. But I assure you that has not given us the leave pass to wait for longer. It is my anticipation that we will receive this review tomorrow. In effect, that announcement when we made it was really seeking that we would get this review done by grand final day, and that's really been the demand, if you like, that we've placed on the reviewers. We've been working closely with them, and they are on time in terms of the work that they've done, so we will receive this tomorrow. And from there, the government will take a bit of time to consider its response to the review. It's worth understanding that this review is really looking forward in terms of our surface fleet over the next 10, 20 years and beyond. So we do have a couple of months or a few months to look at this properly and make sure that we respond. Our anticipation is that we will have a formal response to this in the early part of next year. But it really is one of the key parts of the overall reassessment of our Defence Force, which has begun with the Defence Strategic Review that we announced earlier in the year.
Finally, as the most senior federal Labor politician from Victoria, it's the beginning of a new era. Jacinta Allan, Ben Carroll, the deputy from the right faction, he's the deputy premier. Is this in part what we've seen the last 24 hours, the Labor caucus in Victoria saying we've had enough of the autocratic ways of Daniel Andrews and starting to push back and saying you've got to share this around a bit. It can't be so centrally controlled.
Oh no! Look, firstly, I think Dan Andrews has done a remarkable job as the Premier of Victoria over the last 9 years. He's won 3 elections. He leads the party with a very solid parliamentary majority. He leads on his own terms on a high. I mean, Dan Andrews' career has been colossal, and he really is a giant. And I think, leading us through the pandemic, but also the big build, which is transforming Victoria as we speak, we'll see every Victorian really benefit from the legacy of that. Jacinta Allan, Ben Carroll are 2 people I've known for decades now, and they are fine representatives of the Labor Party. You're right in saying it will certainly be a new era. I think Jacinta Allan is going to be a fantastic Premier for our state, and I'm really looking forward with a sense of excitement to what she will bring to the role. And every new leader has their own take on the role that they play, and we will see that with Jacinta. But I think what we'll also see through both Jacinta and Ben's leadership is a continuation of a really solid state government, which has benefited Victorians so much over the course of the last 9 years.
Deputy Prime Minister Richard Marles joining me from Townsville. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Kieran.